Hello everybody and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra and today we're going to do our weekly rune reading, which if you're unfamiliar with these, basically they work a lot like the Tarot Pick-a-Pile readings in that we give you a choice of different readings to go to. This week's theme is the Empress. So to represent that, we have 3 different Empress cards. We have the first Empress here with the shield and scepter. We have the second Empress with the dog and the cat out in the woods. And then we have the third Empress coming down from the palace steps. So basically these will represent readings 1, 2, and 3. And you reflect on which one will have your specific reading, and you can go directly to that reading when you are ready. We use our runes, our Chinese tiles, our oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you can get an answer to. And we also do our angel numbers. And these readings are to give you a general idea of what the week might entail, some things that you might be dealing with, some energies that might happen during the week, that kind of thing. And then the angel numbers as well kind of might give you some extra messages from the angels, some things that the angels might like you to pay attention to or might like you to focus on, that kind of thing. So that's what each of these readings are about. They're not meant to be super in-depth readings. They're mostly just kind of an overview of the week to come. So when you are ready, we'll give you a moment or so to reflect on these particular cards and decide which reading's for you. And then there will be links in the description with timestamps for each reading, and you can go directly to your reading, and we'll see you there. Hello, reading 1. Welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the Empress with the shield and the scepter out here. And remember, like I said, we use our runes, our Chinese tiles, our oracle spheres, and our angel numbers. And these are just to give you just a general idea of what the week might entail, some things that you might be dealing with, some things to focus on, that kind of thing. So let's kind of get an idea here of what your week might be like. Okay. Well, you're going to be dealing a little bit with your relationships this week. I think it's going to be a little bit of a focus this week. I think they might need a little bit of work. You might need to do some things with your relationships, that kind of thing. Let's see what else is lying under the surface here that might kind of also give us a little bit of insight into what you might be dealing with. This is interesting. Most of the things that are kind of hidden here or are not really in the forefront deal a lot with the cycles of life and your ancestors and genetics and those types of things. And it's interesting that we thought you might be dealing with relationships. So I feel like these might be familiar relationships that you might be dealing with during the week. You might be dealing with your family quite a bit, or you might be in a cyclical kind of thing with your family that you might be dealing with or having to do something with. That's kind of the energies I'm getting here. We'll also kind of see what our Chinese tiles have to say as well. Sometimes they throw a little bit more light on things, but that's generally the energy. I feel like you're going to be dealing with those relationships a little bit. Trying to get a little bit more harmonious relationship with your family. Yeah, see, we have the red dragon here. So I see there might be a little bit of conflicts with your family that you might be dealing with. But also, though, what's really interesting is the number 4 here, because this is once again dealing with family. This is dealing with mother quite a bit specifically, but also your home life, your family, your roots where you've come from, and your stable foundation. And so I feel like that's going to be a big focus for you this week, is going to be your genetic family, the people that you came from, your ancestors, your parents, those kinds of people. You're going to be dealing with them a lot this week. That's going to be a main focus. We did have the 9 upside down, so I think this is a cyclical thing. I think this is something that you have to deal with on and off with your family. For some of you, it could just be little arguments that keep cropping up and then you keep having to deal with them. For others, it could be some other minor problems that come up with your family that you keep having to work out or deal with, and then later on at some point they crop up again, that kind of thing. So I just feel like these are cyclical things. These are things that you're familiar with, you've had to deal with them before, and you're going to be dealing with them again this week. So it's kind of a familiar thing for you for sure. It's definitely something cyclical. You've definitely had to deal with it before. All right, let's go ahead and get our oracle spheres. So you could be thinking of your yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to. And basically how these works, if you're not familiar with them, is that you think of a yes or no type of question. We have 4 different stands here. We have bronze, green, red, and blue. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You decide which stand you'd like to have your answers on, and then we will get our answers and put them on the stands. Now, some people like to utilize these other ways, so if you can think of other creative ways to utilize these as well, go for it. That's awesome. So if you've seen them work before and you've come up with other ways to use them, you can go ahead and do that as well. But let's go get our answers here and see what we've got. All right, the number 1 bronze, the answer is probable. The number 2 green is a not sure. That might mean the question wasn't very clear, or some things need to play out differently or better or something before an answer can be given. Number 3 is very likely. And number 4 blue is a probable. All right. So number 1 bronze is probable. Number 2 green's not sure. Number 3 red is very likely. And number 4 blue is probable. So those are your answers on that. Now let's go ahead and I need to get some stands here. Hold on. We're going to go ahead and get our angel numbers as well. And basically the way these work is I'm going to pull 5 different angel numbers here, and they're going to be on these different stands. And you utilize them however you see fit, whichever way you're most drawn to. But one way for sure is to pick a stand that your angel number will appear on, and you'll get your number. And then you can go to the description, and each number has key phrases and words and so forth that's related to that number to give you an idea of where the angels want you to focus or what they want you to look at. If you want to find out more in-depth information about each individual number that gets pulled up for you, you can do that. You can go out to the internet and type in angel number, whatever, 1, 5, 20, whatever it happens to be, and it will tell you all about that number, and it'll give you a really good idea of where the angels want to direct your path, or where they want you to pay attention to, or the kinds of things they want you to look at, or just some special messages coming from them, because that is one way they like to communicate with us. You can utilize more than one stand if you feel the need to do so. You can use all 5 stands as your lucky numbers for the week, or however works best for you, however you'd like to utilize these numbers. But they're very useful, and they can be utilized in lots of different ways. So here we go. Number 1 gold is 52. Number 2 purple is 18. Number 3 blue is 37. Number 4 bronze is 32. And number 5 green is 21. All right, so number 1 gold is 52. Number 2 purple is 18. Number 3 blue is 37. Number 4 bronze is 32. And number 5 green is 21. So there's our angel numbers for the week. Okay, guys, I know we didn't have a lot of messages come through this week, but hopefully it gave you a heads up and, give you an idea of what you might be dealing with or some things to focus on. The angel numbers, hopefully we're giving you some really important messages or some things there for you to work with. So there you go. There's your weekly rune reading. We do this every Monday, so check us out every week and see what we've got to say. We also put out other videos as well every week. A lot of timeless tarot readings about a lot of topics, plus some other videos as well on occasion, so check those out. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share the channel with your friends and family. If you could put a link to the channel on all your different social medias so that your friends and family can get a chance to check us out, that would be very useful to us. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and leave us comments in the comments section. Okay, guys, as I said, we put out videos every single week, so we look forward to seeing you again in future videos. And may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 2, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the Empress with the dog and the cat here at her feet, remember, these are our rune readings for the week, so it'll give you a general idea of your energies and other things that you might be dealing with throughout the week. Maybe some advice or some other things if that comes through as well. We have our Chinese tiles that usually help clarify things a little bit. We also have our oracle spheres, so you could be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you can get an answer to. And we have our angel numbers, and those are really important too, where the angels communicate with us and give us some ideas of some things that they would like to say or have us focus on for the week or pay attention to. So that's a really important part of the reading as well. Remember, these aren't meant to be super in-depth readings. We do have timeless tarot readings on the channel that do that, that help out with that. So just kind of let you guys know that. Let's see what we've got here. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Huh. That's interesting. The ones that came forward here are the journey, going on some sort of journey, or the chariot, that kind of thing, and the manifestation awareness one. But this one was upside down, and this one was sideways. So I feel like you guys might be on... I feel like you're on a spiritual journey this week. That you're on a journey of trying to learn how to manifest things into your life, on how to get the proper rhythm into your life, to work with spirit a little bit more than you have been. So I feel like that's something that you're going to be trying to work on this week, and trying to deal with. Let's see what else we have under the surface that's kind of bubbling through here that might give us a little bit more interaction. Once again, I feel like you're trying to find some inner peace, and trying to work with life. This is interesting that you chose this particular Empress, because this is the one. The Empress in general just represents, new life, new birth in a lot of ways. She's usually pregnant on the cards, and so that represents a lot of that. But it's also a little bit of our divine knowledge and harvesting of things and all of that as well. And it's interesting because it's kind of, your guys' reading this week is sort of like that. It's dealing with your relationship with the divine, with spirit, with nature, and working with the cycles of nature and getting in proper rhythm, and being at peace and being in the right cycle of things. You're trying to get yourself in a good spiritual cycle, I guess is the best way to put that. That's kind of what I see you guys are working on this week some. I think you guys might work on some meditation. You might go out hiking in the woods. You might just, try learning some things on YouTube about mindfulness or other things. But I just kind of feel like that's kind of your focus this week, is that kind of thing. Let's see what else we have going on here. We also do have the harmony and stability one with the 4 here. This, once again, this has to do with your balance, your foundation. The fours deal with that and your stability. And I feel like, and also a cycle and rhythm as well. So I feel like that's really what you guys are working on a lot of. We did have the 9 that's upside down. The 9 is a very spiritual number as well. 3 times 3 is 9. The Empress is represented by the 3. But also that's usually towards the end, which means, it's getting more towards reaching that enlightenment type of energy. Now we do have underneath the surface the 1 and the 5, which is interesting. The 5 is a transformational energy, and you also have some transformational energies up here. But it's also a little bit of conflict, a little bit of, not so much conflict as in this case, but more of a transformational energy, kind of like the butterfly. But also the number 1 is dealing with yourself and working with yourself and your ego and those kinds of things. So I do feel like that is a focus of yours, and that your own ego might get in the way a little bit this week. A little bit. You're trying to learn to not push your ego away, because your ego is very important, because it's how we deal with the world. But you're trying to learn not to have your ego override everything. That's kind of your focus this week, which is a good thing to be working on. Let's go ahead and do our oracle spheres. All right, so what you do with this is you think of a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to, and then you pick a stand for the answers to appear on. We have bronze, blue, green, and red. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Other people have utilized these other different ways, so if you're familiar with these and you'd like to find another way to utilize them, or you found another way, that you're more than welcome to do that. That's awesome. I love it when you guys are interactive with the videos and work them out for your own self. But do whatever your intuition is telling you to do. Do whatever works best for you. But we'll go ahead and get our answers for each stand. Number 1 is a very likely. Number 2 is a not now. Number 3 is a very likely again. And number 4, red, is a very likely. Wow, that's interesting. All right, so number 1, bronze, is very likely. Number 2, blue, is not now. Number 3, green, is very likely. And a number 4, red, was very likely. So interesting. All right, now let's get our angel numbers. And these work similarly in that you pick at least one stand, but you can pick more than one, that your angel numbers will appear on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, gold, purple, bronze, blue, and green. You pick which stand or stands that your angel number will come out on. And then what we do is you go to the links well, there's not links, but you go to the description, and each number will have some keywords and phrases that are associated with that number listed, so you can get a general idea of what the angels are trying to communicate with you. If you'd like to find out more about each number, you can go out to the internet and type in angel number and type in whatever number it happens to be, and you will find out a lot more about that number and get a more in-depth knowledge of what the angels are trying to communicate to you. I really feel like this is an important part of the reading, so I really like it. The number 1 gold number is number 1. So, all right. That's interesting, since you had a 1 in your reading, and that deals with yourself and your ego and all that, so it's interesting. Number 2, purple, is 53. Number 3, bronze, is 18. Number 4, blue, is 23. That's interesting, because 18 comes out to 9, 23 comes out to 5 when you add the two together. So you get lots of the same numbers in your reading. That's interesting. And number 5, green, is a 32. Once again, it comes out to be a 5. So interesting. All right, so number 1, gold, is a 1. Number 2, purple, is 53. Number 3, bronze, is 18. Number 4, blue, is 23. And number 5, green, is 32. So there's your angel numbers for the week. Guys, I hope you had some messages that came through that might be useful to you for the week. Please remember to check us out every Monday. We put out our rune readings every Monday. We also have other videos that we put out later on in the week. They're usually timeless tarot readings or other videos that we put out, so check those out as well. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and share our channel with your friends and family. If you could put a link to the channel on all of your different social media accounts so that your friends and family can check us out, that is so useful and we appreciate it so much. Please don't forget to leave us a thumbs up and comments in the comment section. All of those things are very useful to us, and thank you very much for doing them. All right, guys, we look forward again to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, reading 3. Welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the Empress coming down the palace steps here. And remember, we've got our runes that we're going to be looking at to give you an idea of what energies you're going to be seeing during the week, some things that might pertain to you or happen, or energies you're going to be dealing with, that kind of thing. We do have our Chinese tiles that might help clarify some things. We're also going to be doing our oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of your yes or no type of question that you're going to get an answer to. And we also do our angel numbers, which are really important to the reading, I always feel, where the angels get an opportunity to communicate with us and give us an idea of what they'd like us to pay attention to for the week and all of that kind of thing. So that comes up later on too. So let's kind of just get an idea. Remember, these aren't meant to be super in-depth readings. We do timeless tarot readings a lot during the week, so that those are meant to be more in-depth and give you more ideas on specific topics, that kind of thing. These are just a little bit more of kind of the week ahead little readings. Wow, it's interesting how everybody had like cycles this week, like working with things like in life cycles, or working with things that are repeating and over. So it's interesting that that happened like in all the readings. And you guys are going to be dealing with that a little bit. I think you're going to be working on reaping some benefits of some things that you've been doing. I think you're going to start maybe being able to finally start reaping some of that this week. I think that's kind of the cycle you're in. This is the harvest rune, and I do feel like that's kind of the energy you're in for the week, is harvesting things that you've been working on. There's a time for everything, and this is kind of the harvest time. You also have the rhythm, one that's kind of underneath the surface. So it's the chariot, it's the travel, it's the moving journey. And it is kind of bubbling underneath the surface. So you have been on a journey, and I think it's nearing its completion cycle, and then you can start over again. So I think that's kind of the energy for the week, is kind of finishing up those things so that you can move on to a new thing. We do have a little bit of knowledge and some transformation energies. This is the torch rune. That was also bubbling underneath the surface. So you might be having some new inspirational ideas kind of come into your head for this new cycle that you're getting ready to go in on when you complete things up this week. So some new ideas might be coming to you, because I think you're on the way to starting a new cycle. We're always in a rhythm. We're always doing things. We're always kind of starting out new things, working on new projects, going through that whole journey, and then coming up with new ideas and new projects and doing all that. And you guys are kind of in the cycle of finishing up, some of those things and then working on new ones. So it's kind of an exciting week, kind of finishing up some things and then start heading towards something new coming up in the near future. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else the Chinese tiles have to say. Okay, we do have the 4 upside down. That's winter. Once again, it's that completion energy. It's that finishing of the foundation energy, because that's what the 4 is. Also the harmony with the 2. So I do feel like, this is kind of a harmonious, kind of cyclical, once again, kind of thing. We do have the 6 and the 8s, which are also very rhythmic. A lot of people have a lot of rhythm going on this week. And what's interesting with the 8 being turned over, that's usually to me kind of reaping kind of financial rewards from some things. Also the 6 of coins would kind of show that as well. And so I do feel like even though they were turned over, that just means they're kind of still, they're bubbling under the surface, which means they're kind of in the future just a little bit, or they're kind of on their way, but they're not quite turned up just yet. And that's kind of showed out with the other runes as well. So you might be getting close to getting some financial gain from something that you're completing or working on. You're getting close to that maybe, or maybe because you are finishing it, maybe the financial gain might come in the next week or 2 or 3 coming up soon. That's kind of the energy I'm kind of getting here, is that that's something you have to look forward to. Let's go ahead and do our oracle spheres. This is where you ask your yes or no type of question and you get an answer to it. We have 4 different stands for your answers to appear on. We have bronze, blue, green, and red. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You think of your yes or no type of question. You pick the stand you'd like your answer to appear on. That way, some people pick other ways to utilize these answers. So if you come up with a way to do that, that's awesome. Nothing wrong with that. Let's get our answers here. Number 1, bronze is a maybe. Number 2, blue is a no. Number 3, green is a very likely. And a number 4, red is a not likely. So a number 1, bronze is a maybe. Number 2, blue is a no. Number 3, green is a very likely. And a number 4, red is a not likely. All right, now let's get our angel numbers. Basically, there's 5 different stands, 5 different angel numbers. We have gold, purple, bronze, blue, and green. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You think of which stand or stands that you would like to have your angel numbers on, and we'll get them for you. You go to the description and you look up each number, and it'll give you a key phrase or phrases associated with each number to give you an idea of kind of the energies each number is kind of putting out there for you. Then, if you want to find out even more about that specific number, you can go out to the internet and type in angel number, or whatever it happens to be, and you'll find out a lot more about it. And this is kind of a really good way for the angels to communicate with us, is through numbers. And so here we go. Number 1, gold, is 35. Oops. Oh, and number 2 is 5. Number 3 is 15. Number 4, blue, is 22. And number 5, green, is 18. So number 1, gold, is 35. Number 2, purple, is 5. Number 3, bronze, is 15. Number 4, blue, is 22. And number 5, green, is 18. So there's our angel numbers for the week. I hope you guys had some messages that were useful to you. We do these rune readings every single week, so we look forward to seeing you again for those in the future. We also do put out the tarot readings and other things later on in the week, so we look forward to seeing you for those as well. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and leave a link to the channel on all of your different social media accounts so that your friends and family can check out the channel in case there's anything on the channel that would be useful to them. Please don't forget to check out our other videos. We have lots of timeless tarot readings, as I mentioned earlier, on lots of different topics, so there might be something out there useful to you and worthwhile. We also have other videos on some other spiritual topics and how to read tarot cards that might be of interest to you. Don't forget to leave a video a thumbs up and leave us comments in the comment section as well. Alright guys, we look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye bye.